I wasn't expecting company, but if you stay out of the shrubs and flower beds, you can stay.
Give them a wave, Pops, now that you've invited them in. We're two old guys who enjoy playing sandbox and survival games together. I'm Unclecraig. Go ahead and sit down. Let's visit for a while.
Here we are at the site of the Chomper build. We're going to do a few adjustments here before we continue too far, but we will also make some progress. We're going to get the flooring down for this restaurant area that's right here I'm standing at. We're going to move this back just a little bit. This wall line that's right here, I'm going to move this halfway back. In the actual restaurant, the stairs actually come into the area past the wall. The wall is actually right here. And I don't want to move the stairs in any further, and I don't want to move them back any further. So we're just going to move that wall back. Let's see here. We're also going to narrow these stairs. The post here is going to be the middle of the stairs. The stairs will be just the 2 meters. I think that ends up being 2 meters wide instead of 3. Again, in the restaurant, it's kind of a narrow set of stairs and a narrow hallway that's right here. Over here, we're going to... I might put up a table or something here to get a good measurement. I'm not sure. I may start laying things out. If I do, I'm going to put a little bit of a wall right here on the floor and a beam right here, a small little doorway that will show where this room gets entered. There could be a closet off to the left here, and the stairs I think are okay. This is probably a little bit I could do to make it more accurate, but we're going to leave it like that. But we're going to move this sconce. In fact, let's just start with that. We're going to move this sconce over to this side. I'm finding that with the tree here, it's a little tricky to maneuver my way into the basement, and I think it's going to be easier if I put the sconces on the inside wall and work around them that way. So let's start with that. Sconce down here. There it is. We're going to put it right here, like that. And then we're going to take this one. Let me make sure I get just the sconce and not the concrete wall. And we'll put it on the inside as well. Now the ones down further, and I'll put it close to the ground here, I think, and have the best, yeah. So that'll have the best results. These others I may move as well, but we'll hold off on that. There's a lot we're going to do down here in the basement. That should make it a little easier to get past that tree. Let's test it out. Go down here, go on this outside wall, and there we go. I still have to kind of make a jag around the tree. That's all right. Not too worried about that. Okay. Now we got that done. What were we going to do here? Well, let's see. I got to get some proper supplies here. Let's put stone in there and the clay there. I'll keep the wood, but I'm going to tidy it up there in my inventory. All right. Grab some beams. And actually, I'm going to grab extra beams because I think I'll need those both for the posts and beams. And also, we'll need it for flooring. And then I'm going to grab that and then a little bit of the pegs. Okay. And we'll move this chopping block later, but I put that there so we'd have a place to make supplies when we need them. Let's start with the stairs. Let's see. Let's grab this. We're going to put it out from here. Put it the other way as well. There. Okay, that's where our wall is going to be. So we'll want to take out the 2 pieces of flooring at each spot here. Look at that. I kind of figured I was going to overload my inventory there. Let's put some of these back. I'm going to get beams from the flooring. I'm going to get planks as well. Okay, that's better. Yes, we're going to take that out. Let's put a post like this right there. And right here. Right here. And we'll need, I think it's going to be in a couple overlapped pieces here. Put this one there, and then off this post, We'll put the other one the other direction. Okay, here we are. We'll get flooring in there as well. Let's change these out. I think now that I know what I'm doing, we'll just take this all out. Make sure I'm cognizant of my inventory. And you know what? Well, we'll do it later. There's going to be a wall that comes out actually about this high and then down. We'll put that in place later. Or did I take those beams out? Craig. Knucklehead. And we'll get that set. Post here. If I try to go off the floor, it's going to try to go off the 1/3 marks on the foundation instead of where I want it. So I'll put it there and scroll it down. Okay. Now I didn't have this. In fact, yeah, let me remove these. I'm going to leave the post in the floor. I'm going to take these out for now. And then for flooring, this might be a little bit tricky here. Because...
Like, subscriber, get off my lawn.
Well, I can do that. There's going to be a lot of pieces I have to put in here to get the crosshatch look, but maybe it's worth it. So, to do the crosshatch then, for reasonable cost and supplies, I would... Oops. I don't want to put... Can't get it. Yeah, I thought I was going to do that. Let's do this over again. Put the outside one in first, I think. See? It's your head, Craig. There we go. That's what I want. And then there. Ah, there. Okay, so that gives us that. Well, it should anyway give us more of a crosshatch look. It doesn't very well though, does it? Huh. I'll put it in here anyway. You can see it laying it in, but it's not as evident as when you use the full squares. But you can tell there's something going on there other than just the flanks. Okay. Now another thing we're going to do is in this whole area. So let me get rid of this. And I'm going to put a couple of beams in here. Okay, so there's going to be a doorway there. This room, I think this whole room, and at least a portion of the area out here, probably 2 meters in. Each block here is 3 meters. So 2 meters in is about the width of the area back here. So I'm going to put, for now, it's kind of a marker. Let's put that there and there. Well, this is only going to extend maybe that far. And then this comes this way. You know, I'm kind of laying this out a little bit so that I know how to do this flooring that I'm about to do. That should be about right. Ah, gosh. All right, yeah, that's about right. I don't think I can do it much closer than that. I was going to pull this over some more, but I think, ah, man. Yeah, I'm going to pull it in. We're going to pull it into here. Oh, oops. I want the short one first, right here, and the long one. So it lines up with the floor piece. And let's get rid of that, and that. Okay, so this is, there's not much room back in here. In fact, I think they're going to be, even this space here is going to be taken up quite a bit. There's going to be a wall that comes out right there. So this area is pretty cramped. And the flooring in this space back in here looks somewhat like pattern I'm about to lay down. And what I'm going to need to do to lay this out properly actually is, let's put one of these out. Well, there's going to be a little bit of trial and error. Oh, look at that. My hammer just died. I need to go repair my hammer. Be right back. Took me a while to figure out which of his workbenches was the carpentry table. Okay. So what we're going to do is, well, let me show you. It's probably easier to show you than to tell you. Get up on this box. We're going to take this post. You know, it just... No, that's close enough, I guess. It's not quite what I'm looking for. Tell you what. We do this a little bit different. See if we can get a good measurement this way. Take that pole. Did I not go far enough? There. That's where we want. Let's see if this comes out any different. A little bit. Seems like it. Why was I able to get that one to show? Okay, that's what confuses me here. Oh, because of the height of this. Ah. So, okay, so what I need then... Wow, this is interesting. I'm learning things. Hopefully you are too. So the problem was the height of this where I was at allowed me to bury it right where it's at now, and which is about right. It's probably as close as I'm going to get. But then the next one was I was doing it from this other snap point, which is higher up, and then at an elevation where I can't get it quite at the same level on the floor as the first one. So let's try this. Now, can I get this to snap in? There we go. More than one way to skin a cat. Yeah, so it's not exact, because if you look from over here, I'm off just a little bit. And if I go out further, and I don't think this one's going to actually... Yeah, see, that's going to be in the wood. So what I might do instead is... is that the right... Yeah, it's the same angle it looks like. Take that out, put this in. Then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I know what we'll do. This will be off just a little bit, but it should be symmetrical and look about right if we do this. Now, why did that come out there? Oh, okay. Get rid of that a moment. And look at that. Okay, so how could I know. All right. A little creativity here. So I'm going to go off this post. In fact, let's do this. Let's do it off the floor. We could try, I'm going to try a couple different angles here and see which one comes the closest. All of them should be the same. Yeah, but I can't quite get the, dang it, I can't quite get the position where they intersect, can I? Coming up with some interesting designs there if I wanted to make my floor really fancy schmancy. Dag nabbit. Oh, maybe if I go off of this side, is there a snap point right there? No, look at that. It just won't quite match up. All right. So what I'm going to do is try this. Put this back. And this one back this way. We'll do, and then we'll put this here. One thing we can do is this. Do it this way. Do that. And we'll get a couple more in there from the other directions. Okay, I'm good with that. So we're going to put this post here. I'm just not sure what's going to work best here. So I'm just trying out a couple things to get this checkered pattern. Yeah, see, that's not going to work there. That won't work there. It does right there. And it does right there. Okay. See that? Get the ones in between here. Well, shoot. This just isn't quite working out the way I wanted it to. Tell you what. We're going to back this out. I think I learned what I needed here. Not going to quite be as tight and checkerboardy as I wanted it to be, but it's going to be close. It'll at least give the idea of what the floors look like in this section. Like I say, I kind of like the episodes that I do to include how I go about figuring out the designs I use. So for that reason, I'm glad we did this. let's take these straight beams and we'll go across here, here, like this. All right, and they won't be quite as tight as I hoped they would be, but they'll work. Now, is that visible? No. Man, that's what I didn't want. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so I do need the slant. I do need those beams to be just a hair above the floor. So let's do this again. Make sure I know what I'm clicking on. All right, so let's get this and this one. The problem is it's going to be, we're going to have the same problem, I think. I am suspecting we will, and maybe not. But if we go across here, maybe we'll be okay. Let's try that. First, I want to put the flooring back in just so I can see when the posts are set above the flooring. Yeah, that's right in the middle. Won't need that one. Okay, so it looks like we may actually be okay. All right, let's put post here. Okay, let's try to get this to work this time. Yep, there we go. Oops, let's take down our framework here, our measurements. Yeah, those are staying put. I think because they're so close to the other beams that it thinks it should be able to be held up. That's interesting. So you could probably do something that's suspended in midair. We didn't get this one quite right, but now that we have that there, we can do that and that. Okay, so there we go. Not exactly the way the floor is there in the store, in the shop, because it's actually a checkerboard look, but this is close enough. Shows there's kind of a difference in the floor here. We're going to extend that back in this area too, and up here we got a little bit of time. Let me correct this up here. Well, we'll correct it. Let's see. It's going to be tight up in this area too, isn't it? You got to be halfway there. You know what? I think. Well, let's do that later. What I'm going to correct is instead of the crosshatch, we are going to have just the boards going that way, all the way across. But to do that, I got to kind of figure out measurements and such because we got little partial sections that are going to be involved. So we'll figure that out later. Well, that took a lot longer than I expected it to, but we got this moved back a little bit. The wall moved back, so we have more of the restaurant in there. It does keep it a little cramped up here, but that is the way the restaurant is. It's very cramped up in that area. And we got that flooring figured out over there and the sconces in the basement. So we're making progress. A little slow sometimes. Hopefully, though, that this gave you some ideas about how to do some creative things in your builds, get some interesting flooring laid in place. There are a couple of videos, some playlists, some channels that have some really good stuff when it comes to structural things like this, creative structural things. So I'll give you links to those references in the description there. Hope to see you in game, guys. Have fun.